Good evening, friends.
Hi.
Welcome to the channel.
Welcome to On a Banana's channel. I am Kelly, dzCat's. Over here, this way, is Angela, Cartomancy Mesquite. On a Banana's below. We are here to do a new segment that we are all participating in called Today's Issues, where we're sort of breaking down some of the current issues that are going on, the political climate, the climate change, human rights issues, basically whatever we see that we think is interesting. So you will see a recording come out on my channel, and a recording come out on Cartomancy Mesquite's channel, and a recording come out on a Banana's channel. If you have any suggestions for something that you want us to read on, please do leave it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. All very important to the channel. We appreciate your support. So, ladies, are we ready?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's do this. So, I happen to have the list of questions. And so, the first question we have is, it has been reported, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, that another one of Trump's lawyers, Miss Helena Haba, which is just so funny to me every time I say it, has been sanctioned regarding the documents case, the Mar-a-Lago documents case.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, what will happen to her? That's my little drum roll. Did you hear that?
What will happen to Alina Haba?
I can't. I just can't. Every time I say her name, I giggle.
Well, I said the question out loud, and the first card that came out was the coffin. That's why I giggled.
I have two cards that have literally slid out the side there. Ooh, yikes. That's interesting.
Ooh, these don't look good at all.
Oh.
She's going to need her dancing shoes. Her coins are going bye-bye.
Yep.
She ain't going nowhere because the open road is in reverse. She's in the hot seat with the cauldron in reversed. And she's looks like she's going to regret the day she was born because I got the womb card.
Oh.
Well, when you put them all together, yeah, it looks like she's going to regret being born.
Wow. Okay, so I've got the Ace of Pentacles, so normally, this is about new ideas and new inspirations, and she may be trying to find a new idea or new inspiration. But this is about her money being spent to find some kind of recourse, some kind of defense, I suppose. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Again, going after it, right? Like she's gonna try and make this not be a problem. We have the Three of Wands, so she has a vision, she has a goal. She's gonna meet an awful lot of conflict. And on the bottom of the deck, I have the Ten of Wands. So the stress, the burden of all of it, and we're just going to say that, is really weighing on her quite heavily at that moment, or at this moment. Below that, on the bottom of the deck, I've got the Three of Swords. Now, I know that she's not a very she's a fairly young woman. And I'm just saying from a personal perspective, in terms of that card, she's a fairly young woman. She's worked, she's got her degree. She's trying to make a life for herself, trying to make a career for herself. To go down like this in such a public way when you are so young. I mean, it's one thing like where Michael Cohen was, for example, or Rudy Giuliani. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's another thing entirely when you're like 35 years old and have your whole life ahead of you.
Yep.
What if that's all she knows? What is she gonna do? That's got to. I mean, that's why she has the Ten of Wands and the Three of Swords. Like, it's heartbreaking.
Yep.
Right. So I think that she's going to be in a little bit of hot water.
And knowing her client, he's going to throw her right under the bus.
Yeah. Because the first card I got was the Coffin. Like I said, it made me giggle because to me it's like the end of her career. So
yeah, that's totally what I was vibing.
And it's really worrying for her. But not just for her, but everybody else in that little group.
Yeah.
Because she's being exposed as the false person.
Yeah.
Literally, as you were saying, she busted her butt to get where she is. And now the truth of who she is putting a dark cloud on her. And the reason I say the dark cloud is because she's coming along on despair.
Yeah.
She is really heartbroken that things are not going the way that they're supposed to go, all because of the secrets of everything that they've done.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Then I was like, well, okay, but how is she going to actually handle this situation? She's going to focus on the deceit. She's going to continue because she insists on keeping her oath. She made a promise to somebody to do something specific.
Yeah.
And she is not going to break that promise.
Well,
was that promise to Trump? Was it to the law office that she belongs to? I don't know. But she's not going to break that promise.
Just like this, just my personal opinion. When you said that, my thought process was she is so far down that rabbit hole at this point that what could she do or say to backtrack? She can't. So she must continue. Yeah. Because at this point, the only support or potential support that she might have when this is all said and done is the person that she said the lies for in the first place.
And other people within that group that continue supporting
that's what lie. I meant. That group, right? So it's really unfortunate.
It is
that she would do that to herself, right? I have a follow-up question. I think.
Well, see, go ahead.
I feel like she was promised something. Like in my mind, I think she must have been promised something, some type of reward, some sort of outcome. Like what was promised to her to make her have a lapse in good judgment? Was it money? Was it status? Was it power? Or a job for life? Like, what was it? Wow. I don't really need to go any further. This flew right out, the Magician. So power, resources, right? And the Nine of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. So living in the life that she always dreamed of, living in that level of comfort and contentment that she could only hope to have. And interestingly enough, behind that is the King of Pentacles. So I think I know who that is.
Yeah.
Money and power is what did it to her.
Yep. Because
Same.
I got the official person, which means to me, she was looking for status.
Yeah.
From one specific person.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
For a gain of income.
Yep.
That she figured this was a great way to make a name for herself, to rake in the dough at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's going down the tubes, and all the work that she put into getting where she is gone.
Yeah, it's like she's watching.
She's not going to gain that status.
Yeah, it's like she's watching it pass her by in the rearview mirror. It's very sad.
It is very sad.
Yeah.
Ange?
I got that she was wined and dined, that she would get a whole lot out of it, but what she got was nothing but darkness. When here she thought she'd be so special, she'd be the unicorn.
Yeah. Awesome.
I wonder if she could still be the unicorn if you think about it, because you've got Giuliani and whatever that older woman's name is.
Sidney Powell.
Yeah,
Mhm.
her going to court in Georgia, potentially losing their license and all that other stuff. And while, yeah, Alina Haba pretty much did the same things, and just like the other two filed a bunch of false court cases,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she went as far as the other two.
Yeah, that could be.
I actually think she went further.
You think?
Yeah, I do. It's one thing to file false claims. It's another thing to literally lie to the FBI repeatedly
Mm-hmm.
and sign your name to documents and basically perjure yourself, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. So in my opinion, that's worse.
Yeah.
Didn't she turn around and say that her boss told her to sign it?
Doesn't matter. She signed it.
I could have sworn that was one of
Well,
the.
no, but I'm just saying, like, in my
No,
opinion,
no,
that's
I
like
totally understand what you're saying, because as a lawyer, she should have taken it upon herself to investigate the
Mhm.
situation and not take somebody else's word for it.
Here's, in my opinion, when it comes to the Trump lawyers, right? Michael Cohen has, paid the price,
Mm-hmm.
but he's come out now. He's speaking the truth, or trying to speak his truth. He's written books. He's trying to create some source of income for himself because he will never work again
Mm-mm.
as a lawyer. And his name is basically mud.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he did for his whole entire life. So what other thing can he do at the age that he's at? She does have one thing going for her, and that is that she is younger. But she is in a similar position as Michael Cohen, where her name is mud. And so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like that, I mean, her future is up to her, right? Her fate is in her hands.
The only way I see her potentially turning it around, if by some miracle they don't revoke her license, her law license, is by taking whatever money she has left and opening up her own law firm. Because I don't see a reputable law firm
No.
hiring her.
Mm-mm.
And then she would literally be dealing with the dregs of society. And I'm not talking about the homeless and the poor. I'm talking about the mafia and whatnot.
Mhm.
Other than that, I don't see her
Yeah.
career going anywhere.
Mm-mm.
All right. So the next question that we have is about the sentencing case of the Parkland shooter. So in the courtroom during the case of the sentencing, or that surrounded the sentencing, it was noticed and reported on the news that one of the members of the defense team, for lack of a better word, flipped the bird towards the courtroom and the judge, or it could have been to the people in the in the courtroom. But basically, I mean, that was uncool action. There was also a member of the defense team that brought up the judge's children in some form of a back and forth kind of thing, where they were trying to pass a motion or something. And so one of the members of the defense team, as well as now the judge, are under a lot of fire, a lot of scrutiny, because of the way that things kind of went during that sentencing trial. And so my question is, will anything come of the judge and the member of the defense team that are under such scrutiny right now? Will anything come of that?
Okay, well, I pulled from the deck of character. Nobody's getting a gold mine out of this. They're all adrift at sea without a paddle. They've hit a rock. They're between a rock and a hard place. It's going to be a lot of maneuvering. And it has turned the whole thing into a shit show.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm totally getting that. It's interesting to me because I feel like I should have separated the questions. Like one for the defense, one for the judge. But I almost feel like I can pick out which one is for which. So I start out with the death card. Like it's over. Right? Then I've got the the Knight of Pentacles, so going after it. Then I've got the Nine of Swords, right? So sleepless nights, worry, stress, anxiety. Then I've got the Empress. And so I feel like the judge is going to be fine. I don't feel like the defense lawyer member is going to be okay. Again, on the bottom of the deck, I've got the Nine of Cups, so wish fulfillment. Below that, I've got the Nine of Swords. The Five of Swords, right? So conflict. So I literally feel like I should have separated the questions, but I feel like I can pull them out. I pulled two oracle cards. One I've got Deceit, and the second one I've got the Sacred Temple. And so I feel like the judge is going to be able to defend herself against
Mhm.
whatever allegations, whatever hot seat she may be in, by via all the witnesses, the transcripts, the whatever. The defense member who did what they did, I mean, it's kind of an indefensible action, right?
Mhm.
So I get that the defense member is not going to fare as well as the judge.
No. Well, the
Right.
judge is the ultimate control in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I got was the tower. He's screwed. 'Cause I threw them all as one question, but when I saw that, he was the one that popped into my head. Mainly because she has the power. She has the recognition. She has the name.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is going to be finding a balance between putting him in his place without looking like she is on the warpath for retribution.
Mm-hmm.
But he is worried, seriously worried, about how it's going to come out, or how it's going to look, I should say. Because she is happy.
That's interesting. We got like 3 of the same cards there.
And I was like, okay, she's happy. How soon is she happy? It's coming quickly. She's not waiting on this.
Yeah.
And to get verification, I was like, okay, just one card from the Oracle for each of them.
Mm-hmm.
For him, he's being denied something that he's reaching for. For her, she's got the High Priestess of Air. She's golden.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although I did watch that little clip, or at least part that was put out there. And we all know how social media loves to play with video clips.
Mm-hmm.
If what I saw actually happened, it very well could have been a misunderstanding of what that defense lawyer was trying to say. But because they had played so many games prior to, she wasn't really hearing what he was saying, because the video clip that I saw, he was complaining about certain threats that were coming to his family.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You're not understanding me. What would you do if this happened to your kids?"
Right, but
And
that's
the simple fact that he brought up her kids,
but that's completely inappropriate for him to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she reacted the way that she did.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's move on, ladies. We got more questions. We have more questions. Let's ask this one. Will the recovery efforts in the state of Florida, after being hit by 2 major storms, hurricanes, in the last few weeks, sadly, match the residents of Florida's expectations for the recovery? Now that Ron DeSantis is, basically the whole state is red, will what they think needs to be done actually get done in a manner that they're happy with? I mean, it's tragic when you think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
One whole side was hit, and then like just a couple of weeks later, the other side was hit.
Yep.
See, that goes to show you how often I pay attention to the news, because I didn't know the other side was hit. For some reason, I thought it was the same side.
That's interesting.
Okay, you wanted to come out, and I'm not understanding you. So, oh, okay.
I don't like what I'm seeing here at all.
I don't either.
It's like actually making me ill. Well, that was less than helpful. Thank you. So, I'm going to start. I got the King of Pentacles. I feel like that's, you know who.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
DeSantin.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've got the Hanged Man. So things are all kinds of upside down, which is obvious because of the state of affairs. Okay. What I don't understand is we've got the Ten of Pentacles. And so, you know, because some people were spared, right? Some people were fine, and then their next door neighbor is not. So I've got the Ten of Pentacles, and then right next to it, I have the Eight of Cups. So some people had to literally turn around and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of sort of charity being given amongst the residents. They are getting relief. I know that, you know, like Biden sent relief in, what is it? What's the FEMA?
FEMA.
I pulled some oracle cards. I've got anxiety. All of these things make sense that the residents are feeling anxious. So I wasn't feeling good about any of those cards because I just felt like I almost get the vibe that if you have money, you're going to be fine. But if you don't have any resources, you're not. And obviously, I don't want that to be the outcome. But then I pulled some oracle cards and I'm shuffling, and literally 5 cards came out all at the same time. And they're lovely cards. So we have transformation. We have the honoring path. We have optimism. We have the healing light. And we have milestone.
Okay.
And so I sort of feel like, you know, the milestone is the fact that like both sides were hit within the same month. I feel like the residents have the hope. They have the optimism. They will work together. The federal government will work with them. And I'm not saying that Ron DeSantis will or will not. I'm just saying I think that the residents have enough sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Enough motivation and resilience, excellent word, to get through this to the best of their ability. So that makes me feel a lot better about the situation for them.
Well, I know from experience, Florida residents have a backbone of steel when it comes to these types of storms. Okay, Angela, go ahead.
All right. I got the Prince of Swords in reverse. I think that's DeSantis. Just, you know, running roughshod over the whole situation. Then I got the Tower. Then in comes the Knight of Wands. and the Princess of Cups. So I think there are going to be people coming in to help.
Yep.
But then I got the Hermit in reverse. So I feel that kind of makes me feel like some of their efforts are going to be hidden and maybe co-opted.
Yep. I was thinking that too.
And because I got such a bad feeling out of that, I went and pulled some of the Lilac Lantern Oracle cards, and I got Balance in reverse, the King, DeSantis, turning it into a sick situation. I think all the residents are going to see it, and it's coming soon. I think there's going to be a revelation to the residents of who they actually voted for and voted into office. I think it's going to become so clear that they can't deny it anymore.
Very good.
The ones who actually voted for him.
Very, very good.
So mine is weird.
Mm-hmm.
While I was shuffling the tarot, 3 cards fell out.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to go wait for the other 2, and 3 more cards fell out. What's funny is, this is the oddball. It was the first card to pop out, but it was the oddball.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally crying over spilled milk. Literally. But then the rest of the cards don't look so bad. You know, because you've got the Queen of Water and the Knight of Wands. Yeah. It's like positivity literally going the rest of the page, you know. Ron DeSantis is going to act like he's this loving, caring leader who is trying to do everything that he can to help them out, which is going to make the people have hope, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
He gives the impression that he's prepared for this, which that could be the money that Biden released for aid. That could be the FEMA working. And he has.
Sorry, all I can literally think about when you said that is him walking around. They showed clips of him walking around in the knee-high white rubber boots. That's what just popped in my head when you said that he's. Sorry.
Because they do have the resources to take care of this, to fix everything. You know, you're supposed to be a responsible person. Supposed to be. But you see, she's still holding on to that freaking coin like it's her lifeline. So I'm like, okay, why is it this card is so different from the rest? It's because a false person is washing over or minimizing the concerns of the people. Then you have this privileged lady, which was kind of weird, who suddenly gets her hands on some extra money and she's gone. So it's like somebody within DeSantis's financial administration who's supposed to be handling this issue in general is going to be skimming money out of the coffers, and that is why some of the people are going to be crying over spilled milk, because their insurance isn't covering all the damage. FEMA can only do so much, and Biden only has so much in taxpayer dollars that he can just hand out.
Yep.
Somebody's going to be making those people stress out and worry about everything that they have lost.
Wow. Well, I want to say that our thoughts and prayers go out to all the people in Florida who have suffered any kind of damage, or, you know, who have family members that are there. Or I seen some of the footage on the news, and it was pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
especially
My cousin just moved down there a year and a half ago. I was not happy.
Yeah.
Because I remember what it was like living down there.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, we lived like in Clearwater, which is only like maybe 20, 30 minutes from Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
And just a regular storm, not a hurricane, just a regular storm could wash out the causeway, and you were literally stuck. There was no way to get to Tampa. It was just the causeway. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we certainly hope that everybody who has family there, or who comes from there, or who lives there is doing well, and we send our prayers and our thoughts to you. And with that being said, we have reached the end of yet another segment. So, as I said before, make sure you give us a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And if you have
any questions, don't forget to put them at the bottom of the videos.
yeah, give us some suggestions. We would love it. So, with that being
Absolutely.
said, we're gonna say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Blessings.